Well, hi there. I'm here with Jordan, who was in the Business Builder program actually about 2 years ago, maybe not quite 2 years ago, something like that. 22 to 20, late 22 to early 23, right?
Yeah.
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 And I'll let you introduce yourself in a sec. But Jordan was in a slightly different scenario where you had kind of a business or a business idea. You had one client, but you didn't know what to do and how to get more client, right? I don't want to put words in your mouth. Is that exact? What was the structure before you joined the program?
Well, all those words you put in my mouth were right,
Got it.
because that was true. I had learned about ghostwriting, writing books for other people, because I learned pretty quickly that nobody's going to pay me to write my own books. I learned that. I learned that first time when I was playing in a band, and the sound guy made $5,000. We all made $100 a piece. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
that's how you make money. You sell the shovels to the gold miners, right? So I was like, okay, well, people pay money for writing a book for them. How do I get into that? And I kind of looked up and I got a $24,000 client off of Upwork. And I realized pretty quickly that's not normal. And then I got another referral through a friend of a friend of a friend, just put me in touch with a guy. He paid me $50,000 to write a book. And I was like, okay, well, there's a proof of concept. How do I get in front of more people? Because these weren't things I could really repeat. Because Upwork, that dried up pretty quickly. They changed back with Elance, you could make some money doing that. And then they were like, you can only send out 30 connects every, shooting out.
Right.
But
Right.
so that was my problem. It's like I had something that was proven and I had some experience under my belt, but I didn't know how to get in front of these people because this is a really high ticket thing. It's very niche. It's very personal. How do you get in front of people that are looking for that? I knew they were out there, but I didn't know how to get in front of them. I'm bad about what Caleb talks about. Is I want to work on my little widget. I want to work on my little thing. And I knew the marketing from consuming Caleb's content was the marketing was going to be the biggest part. I was like, what do I do? Where I'm willing to spend money, but I don't know. I don't want to burn through 10 grand and have nothing to show for it. So
Got it. So you understood, you had a business idea, you had one or two clients, you joined the program in order to get more clients and figure out how to systematize getting clients. Is that right?
and yeah, and to see if I needed to adjust my niche because I knew from your
Oh,
content
right.
the niche is important. And I thought, well, maybe am I looking in the wrong place? Do I need to go more business books? Do I need to go over here? Do I need to do this? It was just kind of a way to make sure I was going down the right path.
So you had no idea what niche to use when you joined.
I
You have
kind
some
of had an
idea.
idea,
Had an
but you
idea.
guys solidified it for me because I had written a book, written several kinds of books, but the last two were like memoirs for older people who want to tell their life story. I was like, well, that's where it seemed like the money is, but I wanted to make sure that wasn't a fluke.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay,
So
cool.
yeah.
Okay. So then you joined the program in November of 22.
Yeah.
And then early the next year, 2023, you got, let's see, you got a client, correct me if I'm wrong, book deal client, 14 grand, right?
Yep.
Cool. And so how did that work? Did you get one check for 14 grand? Did you do half up front and half when you finished the book? How did that work for you?
I wish it was all up front, man.
Yeah, usually isn't.
Well, it was since at the point I didn't have a portfolio because with ghostwriting, most things are under NDA, which sucks
Right.
because you can't
Right.
prove. You go to somebody and be like, "Pay me $30,000." They're like, "Get out of my face, scammer," because
Right.
you can't prove it. But I went to Rotary Club meetings at Billy's, the one that turned me on to that, and it's also in your like how to get clients course. But I was like, that's not location independent. I don't want to do that, but I should have done that. But I got in front of the guy at a Rotary Club meeting. I gave a speech, and the guy came up to me and was like, "Hey, I want to do this for my dad. How much does it cost? When do we get started?" So like a week or two later, I asked for a 10% down payment because I was terrified. I gave him a stupid discount because I was like, I never done this before. And he was like, the funny part about it is he says, I'll write you a check for 1,400, right? 10% down. And he comes back from his office and he goes, well, my wife's got the checkbook. I was like, I'm sunk. I'm done. So he told me to get out because I went to their store. They own a little appliance store. I interviewed his dad. Really cool people. And they're like an hour away from where I live. So it's no big deal. Zero ad spend, $0. And I was like, I'm sunk. He says, wait a minute, the bank is right down the road. Do you accept cash? I'm like, I will sit here
Yeah.
if you bring me an envelope full of cash. So yeah, he gave me the down payment, and then we broke it up and did it. It was, I can't remember how long we did it, but it was in installments.
Installments over X number of months when you wrote the book.
Yeah,
Did
because
you get? Did you end up getting paid in full, 14 grand?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, good. All right, good. And then in the middle of all this, or after this, I don't remember the timing, you had got another client for another $7,000, right?
Yeah, it was actually a lady I interviewed for this $14,000 project. She was from the old guy I was writing the book about. He's from New Mexico originally, and I live in Georgia. And so I interviewed this lady from New Mexico, and for the dedication was about his mom who passed away. She reads the book after it comes out because he goes back to New Mexico every year and he handed out free copies. She got it, she read it, and she knew who I was already from the interview. She
Right.
called me up like just last week. She's like, "Hey, I love the book. I want to do this for my husband and myself because her husband is big in the rodeo. He was a world champion calf rower years ago. People still talk about him in rodeo circles. I had no idea who the guy was, but yeah, she's like, she already knew the original client. She knew how much it cost. So I couldn't like say, oh, $30,000. That would be a jerk. So I was like, well, I'll do it for the same price as the other people. She's like, oh, okay. Well, can I send you? Let's do half up front and then do the rest of it in installments. So I was like, yes, ma'am. So she sent me a check for. I'm actually waiting on it now because she's 82 and she doesn't trust online payments.
The internet, yeah.
But I confirmed with her that she did send it out and it's on the way. By Pony Express. I guess.
Right.
And in Georgia, the USPS is awful here lately, so I should get it.
It is?
Yeah, like I was doing some seminars for book coaching locally. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I want to talk about that next. But yeah, I didn't realize that the U.S. Postal Service was crappy in Georgia.
Well, it has been like they were sending out postcards to the people who are members of the art center where I was doing the seminar, and they got there 2 weeks after the event.
Oh, great.
Yeah, awesome. Fantastic. So there were like 5 people who showed up. And there's like 40, 50 people. Like, I would have loved to have gone. I'm like, thanks, government. Collapsing Western country, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like
I mean, you're singing my tune. Yeah. Now there's something else. So then you touched on this because this is to me your really exciting idea, or actually not idea, it's business. So now you are now doing book coaching.
Yeah.
And you've gotten several clients all around a $7,000 price point for that, right?
Yeah.
So like $7,900, $7,000, like that's per client, correct?
Yeah.
And so how does that look? Is that like a coaching package they buy from you, or is that a set agenda you have? Are you doing hourly, or what? How are you doing that?
No, I took your advice early on. I don't do anything hourly.
Good. Thank God. I'm glad you said that. Good. Nothing hourly. Right. Good.
10 minutes down the road is this art center, and I give these classes for memoir writing. And it's usually older people that have money. There's one guy, big real estate guy here, owns half the town. There's another guy, Gulfstream, where they build the private jets.
Yeah.
Like an hour away from me. One of the guys that signed up for the classes works at Gulfstream. He's probably knocking down 300K. And he took one of the classes, and at the end of it, it's the point of the class is not to get money from teaching the class because it's minimal pay. I don't charge much. It's to get clients off the back end.
Yeah. And so your niche, so wait, real quick. Your niche then that you decided to focus on is older people with money who want to write their life story or have someone write their life story. Yes, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
and for a bigger reason than just look at me, look how cool I am. Because that people usually don't spend the money on that. Nobody's that narcissistic. It's usually for their family or for their God or for business, the bigger reason than just write the story. They want a bigger result.
Got it.
So that guy, one of the guys, he had taken a couple classes from me because it's structured. There's an intro class and an advanced class. At the end of the advanced class, I'm always letting them know, like, I'm not being pushy, like, hey, you can hire me because after this is the end of the class. We don't do any more classes. So he's like, okay, cool, I want to do this. And I met with him at his house about an hour away, and he wrote me out a check for $7,900. Like, here you go. And
so $7,900 to have you show him how to write his own book?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I should have got to that. It's basically what you guys do. It's like you coach us, you coached me through how to build the business So I coach him. He does the work, and I give him feedback piece by piece and help him structure it. And I do the formatting and the editing and all the stuff that nobody wants to do, because everybody loves to do the writing. Nobody wants to do the actual work.
Right. Exactly right. I'm a writer. Exactly
You
right.
know,
Yes.
you know, the Unchained Man. So yeah, and then the formatting and to help get published, because I got a partner. I partnered up with the company on LinkedIn. I met them, and they do like book promotion. They can try to get you on the USA Today list and all, because that's another a unique selling proposition that I have. I don't just write it for you. I can help you get marketed. So these people, if I get in front of them and show them that they can trust me, especially for older people, that's a big thing.
Right.
It's not location independent, but it's 10 minutes down the road. It's an hour every other week.
And you can easily convert that to something location with just a few tweaks. That's not a big deal at all. Yeah.
And it doesn't cost me very much to live. I'm making so much money that I set aside a certain amount of money and said, okay, I'm going to spend this on marketing, because I don't live in a very population dense area.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to dry up eventually. So I need to get location independent, because I can work with people in other countries, like you talk about,
right.
LA, New York, London, wherever. Exactly. People love this stuff.
Yep.
So I set aside a certain amount of money, and I said, even if I burn through this and make nothing off of it, this is going toward marketing.
Okay, that's a perfect segue. So I was going to ask you, up until now, you've got a marketing fund now, but all these clients you're talking about, 14,000, 7,000, 14,000. How much money did you spend on marketing to get the money total? Did you spend on marketing to get those clients?
Okay, let me think. Zero. Yeah.
Zero. No money.
Yeah. I was trying to be cute there. Zero.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I figured. I want to make sure so people underhear this.
Well,
okay. So you spent.
Technically, it did cost some gas money.
Gas money. Fine. That's right.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So you had the cost of Business Builder. Outside the cost of Business Builder, what was the total cost you had to spend other than gas? Let's not include that. Other than gas, what was the total cost you had to spend to get these clients and or to implement this stuff? Or were there any? You're thinking very hard, which means probably zero or close to it.
Well, yeah, probably. It's probably zero, because
I'll just talk to people.
There was no marketing cost.
Yeah, no marketing. You didn't run ads or any of that stuff.
Not yet. Right? Once I start doing that, yeah.
Yeah, and you should at some point. Yeah, but yeah. So up to now, all these clients, zero cost other than the cost of the program. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Which, of course, I mean, the first time I gave a speech at a Rotary Club, I went through up in the bathroom before, because I'm not. I was terrified.
Really?
Now I'll get up
there. No kidding.
No, I can turn it on and turn it off, because I'm not an outgoing kind of person.
And so I heard you say this. I'm going to just to confirm. Billy told you to give a speech at Rotary, and that's literally we got that first. Not 14,000, the 14,000 client or the 7,000? The 14,000 that led to the 7,000. Both. So that one meeting, 21 grand.
It wasn't the same meeting. The first meeting, I went to probably 8 meetings before I got the $14,000 client. And then
cool.
There were 2 or 3 more, because I did what you said don't do. I focused on the project and not marketing. But I had a few people, because it's seasonal, trying to book these people. Like during the summer, nobody's going to answer you for nothing.
Got it. Right.
But in October, I went to a meeting. It was 7:30 in the morning. I'm not a morning person. I almost canceled on it. I was like, this is stupid. What am I doing? The sun's not even up. But I went and gave the speech, and there was a guy there. I met him. He put me in touch with a World War II, a Vietnam vet who was writing his memoirs. And within 2 weeks, he paid me $7,200.
Really? On top? Okay, cool.
That's the book coaching client. Yeah.
That's a book coaching client. It's another book coaching client in addition to the old man. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. See, I didn't even know about this stuff. The book coaching stuff. That's new to me. That's awesome. Holy crap. That's cool. So
well, it's like you said, you want multiple things to offer to them, because not everybody needs the full.
Correct.
Write it for them. They don't have $30,000, $40,000 or whatever.
Right.
They might have like $7,500, and I help them through it. Eventually, I want to do like a online class, and then just a course where they do it on their own and things.
Expanding your product line to other things. Correct. That's what you want to do eventually. Yeah. First, you want a few clients to get started, and then you want to do other things. Correct.
Yep.
What would you say to people who are looking at the 90-day Business Builder program and they're on the fence? Because I've said this before with other people. Some people are never going to do this. Some people really want to do this, but they can't afford it yet. And there's other people who are kind of like, God, should I do this? I don't know. What would you say to those people?
Well, well, you're charging less than you did when I took it, and there are
Yes,
more,
we dropped the price. Correct.
yeah, there are more classes. Like I'll
Yes,
tell you, I'll
we
tell you,
jacked up the classes and reduced the price. I forgot. You're right. We did.
within a year of taking that course, I had a little success before, but I didn't know where I was going. I replaced my W-2 income within 10 months. I made the equivalent of what I had made
Really.
after taxes
Mhm.
for the last W-2 job I made, which I wasn't making a whole lot of money, but I made the equivalent of that in 10 months,
In
working
10 months.
10 hours a week. I don't
Cool.
work hard. Like I'm dressed like this because I'm about to go for a walk on campus to live in a college town. And I'd set my own schedule.
Yeah, you're not working super intense long hours, right?
Oh no, I mean I will eventually once I got some things in store. I'm gonna have to ramp up the hours. Um, but now that I got the money to do that, and it makes sense. But for somebody that's on the fence, I mean, how much are you charging now, Caleb? It's because it was like,
It's around $5,000.
oh, that's yes, do it. I mean, go rob a bank if you got to. Don't. It's a joke. Unless it's going to put you in the poorhouse, spend the money because they're not going to let you fail unless you are just going to fail. There are some people, it doesn't matter what you do for them, they're going to be losers. They're going to be failures all their lives. There's nothing you can do about it. Some people are that way. But if you're not one of those people, and you're probably not, they're not going to let you fail. They're going to set up everything from the very beginning. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but even if I hadn't, they would have helped me figure it out. They start with the niche. They start with the very basic baby steps and build something. And everywhere along the way, they're saying, hey, no, that's not going to work. Change this. Because they're not going to let you get to the end and say, okay, go make money. It's not like that. It's because they want you to be successful. Because the more successful you are, then here's a secret I think I figured Caleb out. The more money you make, the more of his products and services that you can buy down the line. And he wants
Bingo.
rich.
Bingo.
Rich.
I want my entire audience to make $100,000 a year or more. I'd make a lot of money. Correct.
Yeah, I mean, it was within just a few months, I paid for the course and then some.
Yeah.
And if you get in there and you do the work, if you're somebody who wants everything automatically done for you, it's not going to work. But they're going to stay on you and work with you. That's what it's for. As long as you do the work, they're not going to lead you astray. And like I said, there was like one video call per week when I did it. And I'm not a really smart guy. I mean, I'm smarter than the average bear, but I'm not some great businessman. And I'm make more than I've ever made at a job working 10 hours a week. I mean, in a
You're
doing
making
something,
more. You're making more than you ever made at a job, working 10 hours a week right now.
yeah.
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 Cool.
And
Yeah.
if I can
Great.
do like online advertising, I can make even more money.
Yes, you will.
I had to break through the stuff of, oh, it's hard to make money. It's hard to make money. It's not. Now, to be a multimillionaire, yeah, you got to put in serious work. But to replace your W-2 income, unless you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's really not that hard. Because I'm doing it, doing something where you're not supposed to make any money. It's like that. I got a degree in creative writing. Talk about a useless college.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm not out trying to write books. I'm doing things for people that have money. I mean, and they will help you figure out if you don't know what to do, they're going to help you figure out the niche. They're not going to let you pick a niche like, oh, well, let me, what is your favorite thing? Caleb's like, let's teach gamers how to lose weight. They don't care. Gamers don't care about losing weight. So they're not going to let you do that. They're kind of going to hold your hand through it until you have a viable idea. You can't fail unless you fail yourself. So
I've said that if you do what we show you to do, you'll make money. And the vast majority of the people who don't make money in the program, it's literally because they didn't do anything, or they did something for a while and then they stopped. You actually did it. And so here you are. Cool.
Yeah.
This has been great, man. I appreciate you doing this. It's great.
No problem. I mean, I'll sing y'all's praises forever and ever because you helped me.
Cool.
I mean, and further things, I don't mind spending money on down the line on more of your products and services because you proved to me. It's what is the old saying is like, show them you can help them by actually helping them. It's
Right.
not a scam. It's like, you helped me, therefore I trust you.
Cool.
There you go.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Jordan.
No problem.